One of the biggest challenges that a lot of people seem to have right now is that they just don't have enough time. And I resonate with this a lot because there was a long period of my life where time felt like such a limited resource. And working long hours, plus the commute, taking calls in the evening, sometimes at the weekends, it created this state of pressure within me. So even when I was spending time with my partner or my family or my friends, there was still that thought in the back of my mind of things I needed to do, things that conversations I'd had maybe could have gone better, what I needed to do the following week. There was a constant overthinking. And I would try and find things to distract myself. I would go to the gym every day. Obviously, that's good for you to go to the gym, but it was a way for me to just plug in my headphones and tune out the world. I would go out drinking, partying, trying to numb my feelings, numb the pain, so that I could just, yeah, again, switch off for a minute. And I think that that whole switching off part just, it kind of seemed impossible for me because I always had so much to do. And I remember a time when I was starting my business alongside having my job, and we were having weekly calls with my family. And it wasn't a quick catch up call, it was sometimes 2 or 3 hours having a catch up. I've got quite a big family. And it was a beautiful time to catch up with everyone and see what's going on in everyone's lives. And they suggested that we do it as a regular weekly thing. And for some reason, I went into this state of panic, just thinking, I just haven't got time for this. I haven't got time for the job, the business, the family calls, my relationships, the doing the things for myself, hanging out with friends. It was like a never ending list of things that I wanted to do, and I was always playing catch up. So when I'm speaking to people these days and they're going through this and they're like, Leighton, I just haven't got the time, I really understand where they're coming from. And if you're experiencing this, if you're finding that you just don't have enough time for anything, and perhaps your circumstances are different, perhaps you have children, perhaps you have more than one job, perhaps you have other responsibilities, whatever it is that's creating this limitation on your time, I understand the pressure. I understand the state of mind that you're in that makes you feel like there's just never enough time. And I wanted to share this video with you because I have completely transformed my life from a place where I was constantly under pressure, always overthinking, second guessing my decisions, doubting myself, always putting other people first, to a place now where I travel the world. I live in about 6 or 7 different countries every year. I go wherever I want, whenever I want. Me and my girlfriend travel together, and I've built my business so I can work from anywhere in the world. And time is in my control. I choose how many hours I work. I choose who I spend time with. I choose how long I have calls with my family without feeling like I haven't got enough time. And if you're watching this, you might be thinking, well, it's impossible for me because of X, Y, or Z. And I understand that logic. But what we have to do is start looking at the world with a different lens. And I'm not telling you that you're doing things wrong. You are doing the absolute best with the resources, the experience, and the knowledge that you have. But what you can do, and what I've done over the last 7 years, is I've learned a way to switch my state from a place of pressure and panic to a place where I am calm, I am relaxed, I do things at my pace, and I am more efficient than ever before. I get more done, I have more conversations with friends. I spend more time with my loved ones. I am doing the things that I want to do. And if you had told me this 4 or 5 years ago, I would have laughed at you. I would have said, this is impossible. Because that's the place that I was living, and that was the lens I had on the world. And there is a way for you to shift this too. And if you're feeling like it's impossible for me, if you don't believe that it is possible, then it will never be possible for you, because you are creating a limitation in your own reality. And there's 3 stages of this. So the first part is hope. You have to have an idea, a vision, a desire, a hope that you will be able to change your life. And this is where it starts, because if you haven't got that desire to change this stressful, pressured, chaotic life that you're living in to a calmer, more clear, more in control life, then you're just going to stay where you are. But if you're watching this video, then I'm guessing that you do have an aspiration to change the way you live your life. So that's the starting point. Once we have that hope, we need to shift that hope into a belief. And as you're listening to me talk, you're probably thinking, I do hope that that could happen, but I'm not sure if it's possible for me. And that doubt is your blockage right now. So what you need to do is start to look at other people that are living the life that you want to lead. Perhaps they have similar circumstances. Perhaps they also have the same number of children and they run their own business and they have freedom of time. Perhaps they have a similar job to you. They work similar hours, but they still manage to do the things they want to do, have the holidays, take the breaks, whatever it is that you hope for, whatever it is you desire, find people that are already doing it, because then your hope will start switching into a belief. And when you start believing something, things start to shift. You start to show up with a new energy. You start to show up with more confidence, more belief, with less self-doubt, less second guessing. And it starts to eradicate the overthinking, because you can say to yourself, I know I haven't got this right now, but I believe that this is possible. So I'm going to do the things that it takes to make it happen. There's one more stage to this, and that is shifting your belief to knowing. As you are showing up in this state of self-belief, you will start to take actions that will start proving to you that it is possible for you. There is a limitation that some people have, that it's possible for them, but it's not for me. But the truth is, if you see someone else doing it, then it is also possible for you. The universe will only show you people and circumstances that are possible for you. If it wasn't an option, if it wasn't a potential path, then you wouldn't be able to see it. So once you start believing, taking the actions required to start creating the life that you want, you will start seeing evidence that it is possible for you. You'll start finding moments in your days where you will slow down. Perhaps you will take time with your partner. Perhaps you'll spend some more time with your children. Whatever it is that you are starting to create, you will start to see evidence of it showing up in your life. Once you start seeing that evidence, you can shift your belief to a knowing. And the difference between belief and knowing is kind of, you don't believe in the sun. You know it's there. You might believe that there is a God, but you might not know 100%. You might know there is a moon. We know there is a moon. You might believe that it's going to rain today. You don't know. It's a belief. So shifting that belief to a knowing creates this extra layer of certainty, so that when you start showing up now in this next moment, you're coming from this place that you are so confident in what you're doing. You have so much conviction in your words, in your actions, that the outcome that you desire is inevitable. So these three stages, from hope to belief to knowing, are your steps to creating the exact life that you want. And as I've been going on my journey, as I said, I started about 7 years ago when I hit burnout. I was struggling with anxiety. I had more stress than ever in my life. And yeah, I ended up having a bit of a panic attack on the living room floor one morning while I was getting ready for work. And that was kind of my lowest point. But it was also the takeoff point for me, because I knew there was only one way to go from here, and it was up. And as I've been building myself up from that moment and spending more time with people who are living the life that I want to lead, there is one significant difference between them and me. The future version of me and the old version of me. Because how I see it is that we are constantly shifting identities. If you are stuck in your old identity all the time, then your life will always be the same. But as you see characteristics and personalities and traits of people that you want to be like, they become the future version of you. You lock those characteristics and behaviors into your desired reality. And the one main difference that I've seen between people who are living the life they want and those that aren't is conviction. They move through their life with this knowing that no matter what happens, no matter the challenges, the obstacles, the things that show up that get in their way, it is possible for them and they will make it happen. So if you're on this journey, if you're finding yourself, it may not be time, perhaps you have limited resources in terms of finances or whatever it is that you need. But if you're finding yourself that life isn't the way that you want it to be right now, think about what it is you want. Get really clear on what you desire. Write it down. See if there is some kind of hope within you that this is possible. Once you have that hope, find the people and circumstances that are living that life so you can start turning it into a belief. If you do not believe it is possible, you have to understand, is it a belief or is it a truth? Because a lot of the things that we think are true are actually just limitations. So finding other people who are living that desired reality, seeing that it is possible. One of the biggest things for me was I was probably working 60 or 70-hour weeks, and I was earning really good money. But I had this belief that in order to make that money, you have to work hard. You have to work long hours. And also I believed that you needed to work in a city to make it happen. So when I first started traveling, I had this limitation that it wasn't possible for me to earn the same amount of money as I was earning before, working half the amount of hours that I was working before while traveling the world. So what did I do? I started to find people that were doing it. First, I was looking online, and then as I was traveling, I started meeting people and finding the people that were living that reality that I wanted to create for myself, because they showed me that it was possible. And then that shifted my hope into a belief. And once we have that belief, we start taking actions, we start showing up, we believe in ourselves. And that's a huge thing. Because so many people, they hesitate, they don't make the decision, they don't take that leap because they lack that belief in themselves. But you have to follow through. There's no one else that's going to do it for you. So find a way to create that belief, whether it's in the possibility or yourself. And then shift that belief into a knowing by taking the actions and starting to see the little results. And one of the beautiful practices that I have at the moment, I was reading the book Psycho-Cybernetics, and they talk about creating a winning energy. And when we achieve something in our lives, when things go well, we move into this energy of like, yes, I did it. And that state I mean, you can see it now in my face. I just thinking about, oh, I did it. I've achieved what I wanted to achieve. It puts you into a winning energy. So one of the practices I'm doing at the moment is before I go to bed and when I wake up, I'm just writing down or thinking of 3 wins that I've had recently. Because as soon as you shift into that winning energy of, oh, yes, I did this. Oh, yeah, that happened. Oh, wow, I've also done this. You shift your energy from, is it possible for me? Could this happen? To, I'm already doing it. I already have momentum. And I remember when I started working with my mentor, I said to him, it feels like I'm starting to build momentum. And he said, no, Leighton, you already have momentum. And it was that shift from believing it was happening to knowing it was happening. I hope that makes sense. So the 3 steps is hoping, believing, knowing. Write it down. Look at the things in your life. What do you hope could be possible? How can you make yourself believe that it is possible for you? And then how can you shift to that knowing? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. If you're interested in this kind of work and understanding how I help people completely transform their lives from overthinking, second guessing and doubting themselves, moving into a world where they're calm, in control and clear-minded, then make sure you check me out on Instagram, LinkedIn or Facebook. My handle is @LeightonDewitt, and I hopefully speak to you soon.